What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in a car mechanic simulator with me, the virtual mechanic. And today's project is competition time. This is Golly's Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR, the C110. Looking pretty fancy. I built mine based off the Resto mod model, so we've still got in here that bog standard. It's not bog standard, but the we'll just click over to the i4 double overhead cam SR20 DET engine. We've increased the size of it a little bit just to fill out that engine bay, but that has in turn increased the horsepower up to 701 horsepower, which isn't bad at all. Quite pleased with that. Looking pretty fancy in there. It does look pretty complete as well, but we will come to that one in a minute. We still have all the Halloween decorations up. I haven't bothered cleaning up after Halloween. Typical mechanic. This would probably be here till Christmas in real life. But anyway, let's crack on with this one. It's looking pretty smart. It's not bad condition at all. I did get it from the nicer side of the auction house, and the frame, body, interior all above 60%. Which is pretty good. Just under 180,000 kilometers on this one, and not too bad at all. I've definitely seen a lot worse, especially from a car from 1973. But there we go. Did we get a good deal? We did indeed. I bought it for 58,123 and could sell it right now as it is for 64,772, and I have done nothing to it. But it does give us a profit of 6,649 before we even begin, which is definitely what I like to see. As you can see, this is not the standard. It has been lowered a little bit. Front and rear wheel sizes are ever so slightly different. A few little bits to it, nothing overly special, just pretty much slammed down. But it isn't bad. So let's get this one over to the car wash. Although it is pretty clean, we do need to give it that final clean just to make sure it's all right. So we'll send it over to there and let's get started. Here we are then, on the wrong side, as this is a Japanese import. It is right-hand drive. So let's head over to the other side, get this body all cleaned up just to make sure it is nice and clean, ready for us. Get it on over. We can see there's nothing much to it. It's just a blue sort of steel color, I'm going to call that. But let's get the interior done, get it back on the lift, get that engine ripped out, and start stripping everything else down. So we did get it from the posh auction house, which means it should be all there, but let's check for that oil pan. There is a big old oil pan there. Let's get it over. Let's get it drained out. Out you come. Nice and easy. Very clean. Not bad. Was not expecting that for a car that's nearly done 180,000 kilometers, but never mind. Let's get in underneath. Let's get this drive shaft and a gearbox out of here, ready to rip that lump of an engine out. There you go, and oh, there you go. As you can see, they're not quite perfectly lined up because of the interior. I may have slammed it down just that little bit too much. But there we go. Let's get the starter out and out with this gearbox here. There we go. And we will also grab that bolt because I missed it. Grab this front exhaust section, which does clip through the frame as well. But there we go. It is what it is. Let's get over. Whoa. Let's go and grab the engine crane and get this lump of an engine ripped out. We need to drop the car first. Remember that. Come on. You're not normally this bad at it. Let's go. Down you go. And open you come. And let's go. Yes, it came out. That's what I was hoping for. Not forgetting a tiny little thing as per normal. In we go then. So we've got quite a bit in here, actually. We've got an air filter over here. We've got a radiator and a large intercooler. No fan housing kit on there. Let's just double check that isn't missing. No, it is not. Battery, the wishy-washy reservoir over there. The brake servo, sorry. The ABS pumper module. ECU. Coolant reservoir and the fuse box. Is there no power steering pump, or am I blind again? Let's have a look. No power steering pump in this one, so we're not needed, or power steering reservoir, whatever you want to call it. But we will jump down and grab that fuel pump out of the vertically mounted fuel tank. That's pretty smart. I don't think I was prepared for that. There we go. Up we go. That should be everything. So now we need to drain some liquids. So let's just spin around to a spot where I can see them all. Filter will probably be good. Right click, additional tools, drain tool, click and hold anywhere on the container, and it will start draining the liquids. I'll be back in just a moment. There we go. That's all the liquids drained. Let's start clearing some of this stuff out with the battery. Got to remember to throw that one on charge. The wishy-washy reservoir, brake servo, ECU. We'll grab the radiator. Obviously, we can't grab the intercooler till we're underneath the car. Coolant reservoir. Let's just grab the lid off the fuse box. There are fuses in there. Beautiful. Out with the ABS module, and then the pump underneath. Out you come, nice and easy, and out you come there. And then we'll just grab all the clips. Make sure we got all of these. 1, 2, 3, if I could get it, and 4. There we go. Off with the lid, out with the filter, and out with that base. Let's just get one of these wheels off and see what we got going on under here. Nice and easy. No rusty bolts so far. I'm doing pretty well. So we've got brake caliper and brake pad, obviously. We've got the wheel hubcap and the bearing in there. inner and outer tie rod, the shock, the sway bar end link, both rubber bushings. That's all there. On the other side, sway bar end link. There's the rusty bolt. I think that's the first one I've spotted. Hubcap and bearing is in there as well. Both the rubber bushings, inner and outer tie rod, and sway bar. Ideal. Jump down the back. Let's take one of these off and make sure the back's pretty complete as well. I can already see there is this rubber bushing just here. That is there, definitely. And we've got both the rubber bushings in there as well. We've got all 4 arms. 1, 2, 3, and spin around this way. Number 4, and we should have a sway bar link with a rusty bolt. And all the spring in there, and the shock is there as well. And we also have the drive axle. That's looking pretty good. Over to the side, fuel tank's in my way. Both rubber bushings there, and that one there, ideal. Sway bar end link, well, yeah, sway bar end link. The shock there, and the suspension, other way round. You know what I meant. Another rusty bolt. So that is all there. That is looking pretty complete. Quite pleased with that. I'm going to crack on and get this fuse box, there it is, all stripped out. Get the suspension stripped, get that engine stripped down, and then we'll work on this lovely, lovely bodywork. I don't have any surprises for you today. You can already see pretty much how it is. We just want to make sure it's all completed and up to 100%. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back on our beautiful little Skyline. But we need to strip this one down, make sure this is all up to 100%, and get it all back on. I may change a few little bits. Them mirrors, I think I'm going to change to the paintable ones, or the coloured ones, whatever you want to call them. Let's keep going. Floating headlights. I didn't expect them. There we go. Where else have we got? That looks like it. Windshield, door, off you come. Let's get the quarter panel window. Rear fender. Can't forget that one. What else have we got here? The spoiler, the whatever you call that part. Oh, there we go. Some tail lights hidden underneath there. We've only got the 2 block on. Out with the bumper. Off with the license plate, even though that normally comes off with other things. But never mind. Off with the trunk. Off with the window. The other fender on the other side. And then that should be it by the time we get to here. I think that should be everything. We'll rip all this interior out. It is all of the seats as well. So we've got both front seats, the back seat, and a lovely steering wheel there as well. What else have we got? Is that everything? Let's have a look. 1%. That is definitely a good sign on this car. And yes, that is everything. Although the large, that's got a question mark next to it. Don't quite know what's going on there, but never mind. Oh, it's because the large intercooler is still in the car. How did I miss that? Let's just quickly whip it up in the air and get that intercooler out. How did I miss that? That's bizarre. Not like me. There we go. Out you come. And now let's get you back down. And that should have changed that. But we'll bring this welder over while we jump in and check. So the frame itself was 63%, and I paid $58,000 for it. So what do we reckon? I'm going to say 1,800. 1250. Still pretty bad at this. We have done this car before, but we will go into the body shop and just to check out what you've got. So, car part 1. We've got lots of different options for car part 1 there, all the way up to there. Then we've got car part 2, which is the rear piece. Even more of them. Car part 3, a couple of different engine covers. I don't think we've got one of them in. I haven't taken one out at least anyway. A few different front bumper options. We've got a door, a window, some fender options. So these are thinner fenders than these are. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is total between them. I know these are thinner, these are fatter, and I don't know why there's an extra one, but there is. Then we've got another door, a couple of different window options, same fenders on the other side, 2 different hoods, different headlight options, blacked out, coloured with a little yellow badge on there and things like that. The angled one that go very specifically with this front end, I think. I'm not sure about that, but it is what it is. Rear bumpers, one with that big old spoiler on there. Spoiler? Exhaust on there, not that we're going with that one today. Few of the rear light options, depending on which rear end you go with. Mirror options, obviously, I think we're going to swap to this one here just so we can paint it. Rear fenders, same again. You've got wide, not so wide, things like that, black and not black. Rear windows, body windows, more headlight options. I think that's it. One trunk option and some windscreens. That is everything on there, not too bad. Ours is pretty much going back together as it came apart. So let's just go and repair all of that and buy anything I need to buy. I'll see you in just a minute. Time to get that Skyline body all back together. Let's just jump in and get started. On with the hood. As I said, most of it was just, as I took it off, either repair or replace the exact same part. So it shouldn't be yet too bad. On we go, on we go. Nearly forgot that front end under there, though. Fenders, in you go. I did change the mirrors. These are the paintable ones, although they do show up black still on there, because obviously they haven't been painted yet. On you go, and in you go there. Background here. On with the door, in with the window. Get the windscreen in as well. Over we go. Rear body window. Rear fenders. rear window. Then we've got the trunk and the car part 2. I have changed the lights. You can see them just there. I went for these angled ones. I just think they look a bit meaner, a little bit nicer. That's all. In we go with the rear bumper. Oh, nearly forgot the spoiler there. There we go. Body window, fender, and then we've got door and the other window to go in. In you go. Now, I normally do the interior and the license plate straight at this point. I'm not going to today because I've got license plates that sort of derive from the livery, and I'm intending to paint some of this interior. So let's just get this one over to the body shop as it is. I believe everything is on it. I can't see anything missing. So let's just get this one over to the body shop as it is. Body shop, paint shop as it is. Get it painted, and then we'll check out what we've got going on for the interior and them license plates. I'll see you in just a second. Here it is then, a lovely gloss purple with a fade down to white all the way around. I absolutely love this design. It is nothing special. It's not in your face over the top. I really like it. Just where you've got that purple dipping down into some light pinks and then down into that white, sort of fading away. I really, really like this one. I'm very pleased with it. Let's just throw it on. As you can probably see, I have taken a couple of bits off just so that they don't paint with the livery. There's a couple of reasons for that. These mirrors, they're hard to find in the template, so I just wanted them white anyway, so it was a really easy solution for me. So just getting them to go white, and then the rear spoiler, well, I just wanted that one white, so that wasn't anything to do with the painting or anything like that. That's just I wanted that one white. So there we go. That's what it looks like on the outside. Let's throw some of the interior in. I have painted it. Hopefully it has stayed painted. In with the rear bench, you can see it is purple, but the only bits that are purple on it are just the little seatbelt clips. Just on there. That is it. Nothing else. I didn't want the whole thing to be purple. Front seats, I've changed to my Nismo 370s, and we've got the casing and the shrouding there just in purple on both of them, or a pinky purple, looking pretty sweet. Nice. And then on the steering wheel, we've got a couple of splashes of purple there just sticking down the outside. Looking pretty sweet. I quite like that. There you go. Seeing it all together, that looks absolutely smart. And then the last thing to go on, we just got to get these plates on. And the reason I kept them is because they say Purple Haze. Well, they don't. They almost sort of say Purple Haze. But there we go. That's what the name of this car is. She is called a Purple Haze. I'm sure there was meant to be a front plate. There is. There we go. On you go. Very angled down. Had to play around with that one a little bit in the config just to get it to look like that. Awesome. I am very, very, very pleased with that. I think it looks incredible. Engine bay itself is ludicrously white, which means we're going to get a lot of this purple, or a purple-ish similar, hopefully, inside that engine bay. Hopefully it's going to look absolutely awesome. Probably going to do the similar sort of thing with the suspension. So a lot of purple in there, maybe a splash of white, because it is quite dark, especially in these wheel wells. They are pretty dark in there. It's only the engine bay that's massively white. So we can get some white and some purple under here as well. And I'm hoping this one is going to look absolutely incredible. So there we have it. This is Purple Haze, all painted. I need to get on and paint that engine and paint all of the suspension. The interior looks fantastic. So let's get this one back on the lift. I'll see you guys in a little while when we start reassembly. That's everything painted, ready to go back on Purple Haze. Looking beautiful up in the air there. Let's get some shocks together, though. We've got purple shocks, white springs, and then a purple cap. Looking a little bit blue on there, but it should look awesome when it is up against everything else. So let's get going. In we go. First thing we're going to start with is the large intercooler there in a lovely shiny metallic purple. Looking pretty smart. You should be able to see that from the front, which will be awesome. Cross member also in purple. The engine bay itself is very white, so a bit of purple down the bottom should be awesome there. Steering rack in white, also the sway bar in white as well. Let's just get these bushings on. In you go, and in you go there. Looking great. Then we've got the inner tie rod in a purple, and the front knuckles also in a purple, which means the outer tie rod is in a lovely little white there, looking pretty smart. We've already seen the shock, but let's just get it on there. It is very compressed because of the ride height, but there is some white springs just about hiding in there somewhere. The sway bar end link, you can't make this white no matter what you do, so it went purple just because I didn't want it silver on there. It looked a bit out of place. The lower suspension arm is in a solid white, looking fantastic, really contrasting against that purple. I think it looks fantastic. I'm very pleased with how this one is turning out. A white knuckle cover, and then we've got a metallic purple piece. I forgot what that piece is actually even called. The front wheel hub, there we go. Then we got wheel hub bearing just in there because it needs to go in. The brake disc. Then we've got a brake pad, and then we've got a lovely brake caliper. I haven't chromed these one out today. I've just left them in their standard purple. Still look standard purple. That's definitely not standard, but in a normal purple, still looking at pretty good. And the wheel hub cap there, just in a solid white. Just to finish that off, I'm hoping these aren't the rim. These might not be the rims I go for. I might change these, I'm not sure. But I'm hoping you'll be able to see that purple rim through there. Looking fantastic. But let's jump down the back. Let's get the back all finished off as well. We'll start with a fuel tank because I have actually painted it. It's purple with a lovely white fuel pump in there. Looking great. Rear cross member in a purple and matching the front cross member there. Let's just get the sway bar in white. Looking good. And then these two rubber bushings. Otherwise, I will definitely forget them. And then we've got the rear knuckle housing also in a purple there. And there's another little bushing we just got to put in there. Otherwise, I'll forget that as well. Let's get to some of these arms in then. All of the arms going from the cross member to the knuckle housing are in a white there. Not you. Let's go on to you. In we go in a white. Looking great. There we go. And round the back just to get this last one in white here. Awesome. In you go. There we go. There we go. And the sway bar end link again. Had to go purple because it wouldn't go white. So there we go, looking good. Spring cap's in a purple, then the spring is in a white, and then the spring cap on top is in another purple, looking good. Splitting up that white and purple, looking great. The shock absorber's in a purple to match the front shock, and then this rear suspension arm is also in a purple there as well. And one more bushing, just so that I don't forget them. There we go. Now let's just get this one all finished off. We've got the wheel hub in a white. We've got the wheel hub again in a purple. I don't know what's going on today. Words. Then we got the wheel hub bearing. And then we'll get onto the brake. We also have a rear drive axle, which I've done in purple, which might look a little bit weird, but you've got all the white arms around it. So it's purple into purple, but surrounded by white. So that looks good. Also, it didn't want to go white. So there we go. And then the brake caliper on there in a lovely purple. That's pretty good. Before we move on, I'm just going to get all these exhausts in because these I've done all in a chrome. So they're all just completely chromed out, looking pretty sweet. I won't put that one in because that's technically part of the engine. We'll come back to that one in a minute, but I think that looks great in the white and purple. Looking absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Pi, for suggesting white and purple or challenging me to make this one white and purple. So there we go. I'm going to get all the rest of this side finished and then we'll move on and get that engine bay all sorted out. I'll see you in just a minute. That's really purple, isn't it? The white and purple's a good mix. Just a splash of white as it's sort of come out looking like a splash of white. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be white and purple, but I really like how it looks. I think it looks fantastic. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but let's move on. We need to get this engine bay all sorted out. We'll start with the wisher-washer reservoir, and then we'll throw that battery in there. We've got the brake servo. All of these parts are the uncoloured parts. Let's just get them all in, and there we go with the coolant reservoir as well. Then we got the ABS pump. That is in a beautiful metallic purple with the module also in a purple on top of it. Just to really finish that off, most of this stuff is in a purple because the engine bay itself is incredibly white. So the fuse box there in a purple, we'll get all of that filled in a minute. We've also got the radiator here in that lovely metallic purple behind the intercooler looking great. And then the air filter base in a purple along with the air filter cover also in a purple, and then we got some lovely solid white clips just to finish this one off, just to give it a splash of contrast. We like it when it's a bit contrasty. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let's just step away a second just so we can have a look. Look at that. I think it looks great. You've got the purple there, purple down there, and purple up here. The only thing we are missing is that beautiful engine now. So we need to get on and get that sorted. But I've got to finish, not that button, I've got to finish this fuse box first. So I'm going to get all of these pieces in, and then we're going to go build that beautiful inline 4 engine. See you in a bit. Time to get this engine built. You can see we got the block and the pan are both in a purple there. I've got all the clutch stuff in, all the pistons and all of that are in already. So let's just go. We're going to start straight off with the engine head in a purple. Look at that. All the red bits on the inside looking awesome. This is the performance part, but one of the quality of life mod abilities lets you paint some parts, but let some parts not be painted. That's how we managed to keep all the red in there looking great. We have got camshafts to go in. I'm just going to throw these in really quickly. I'm not going to do all the caps and the spark plugs here right now. I will come back to that one in a minute. We will throw these cam gears on the front though, so we can get the front start all finished off. We've got a timing chain in here, and we also have a timing chain shoe. I didn't bother painting any of that because it is going to be under this wonderful white cover, just to throw a splash of white on there. I think that looks fantastic. Very pleased with that. Then we've got a chromed out alternator on there, looking pretty sweet. It is going to go with a few other chrome pieces, such as this intake manifold. Very much chromed out there, looking fantastic. On you go. We do have a purple fuel filter, just for good measure over there, and a purple-ish oil filter, mostly blue though, but you know, it's a little bit purple. The exhaust manifold also in that chrome, looking fantastic on there. Chrome and purple with a splash of white. And we also have the turbocharger chromed out as well. Maybe a bit too much, but I like it. I don't normally like this much chrome, but chrome is something I'm starting to work with a bit more. The water pump on here is in chrome as well, just to chrome out that part. And then on the other side, we've got the power steering pump in a purple. On you go. And then down here, we've got the crankshaft pulley also in a purple. And we have a water pump pulley also in a purple on there to go with some lovely black belts. On we go, on we go. I'll get this throttle on now. This one is in a metallic-y sort of purple. Looking good, looking good. On you go. And then we've got the fan at the front, which is in white. So I left it white because I thought white was pretty good for that piece, actually. Looking pretty sweet. Right, let's get on this fuel rail. In you go. You are in purple. Looking pretty smart. I'm going to crack on now, get all of these camshaft caps done, all the spark plugs in, and then we'll get that engine head on. The last camshaft cap just going in now. There we go. And this is a very simple build. I love this one. Just the engine head cover and some coil covers to go. On you go in white. Looking fantastic. Maybe a bit too bright for some, but we are making a white and purple car, so it really does fit. And then, what am I missing? Oh, the last bolt. There we go. Then the ignition coils. Now, I wanted these purple, but they don't really accept purple very well, so I chromed them. If in doubt, chrome it out. Looking fantastic. There we go. Chromed ignition coils. And that is this engine all done. Ready to go. Looking fantastic. Very pleased with this one. I think it looks absolutely great. I'm just spinning around, making sure I have got everything. It does look like it. Sweet. So I'm going to grab some pictures, and then we'll get this dropped in purple haze. The beautiful Skyline sat out there. Hopefully this one looks sweet. Let's get this beautiful little engine dropped into purple haze. Off of the stand you come. Over we go. Let's get you in there. Hopefully this looks absolutely incredible. I really think the engine looks good on its own, but will it look good inside our engine bay? Yes. Oh my God, yes, that looks fantastic. Very, very pleased with that. That looks incredible. We have all finished off this fuse box and everything like that now. I wish there was a bit more purple over here. Maybe I could have moved the fuse box over just to throw a bit of purple over there, but that is looking awesome. I am very, very pleased with that. Oh, yeah. Let's just get it up in the air. We got some bits to finish off underneath, so under we go. Get the gearbox, the drive shaft, and the starter in. Up we go. Nice and easy. We've also got this last exhaust section as well in a chrome, just for good measure. Gearbox in you go. You are in a lovely metallic purple, looking fantastic. Very matched into that block there. The starter itself is in a solid white, looking good. And we'll go over to the drive shaft. The drive shaft is just chrome. I did think about pitting it purple, but I thought the purple into the purple was maybe a bit too much, and it wouldn't take white. So we chromed it, and I think it still looks pretty awesome. Plus, it matches the exhausts running through the middle there. That's pretty much it. I've just got to get some wheels done, decide which ones I want to throw in there, get some liquids topped up, and we'll get this one outside in the sun. Here we are then, all finished with Golly's Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. Looking absolutely stunning. We've named this one Purple Haze. I think the fade from purple to white is kind of giveaway as to why we've called it that. It looks absolutely fantastic, though. I really do love this one. It has turned out to be a beautiful, beautiful build, even though I didn't do too much with the livery this time. I literally just faded from the center out to the sides, although it wasn't quite that simple, but there we go. That's what I was going for. Let's talk about these rims. I've gone for the rim 3 on this one here today, painted in a solid white with the wheels painted in a purple, which gives the text that little purple tone there. You can't quite see the brake calipers through it. I maybe should have chromed them out, but there we go. It is what it is. The front wheels here are a 15-inch rim with a 245 width and a 25 profile on there. If we move down to the back, the rear wheels are a bit bigger. They are a 17-inch rim with a 325 width and a 25 profile on there. Still looking absolutely fantastic, though. Maybe I should have chromed out them brake calipers just to make them a bit more visible. Might have been a bit awesome. Let's just jump in quickly and check that engine because it looks so good. I am so pleased with this engine in the purple and white with the chrome accents. Yeah, I absolutely love this one. Very, very nice build there. But let's jump in the other side because it is a right-hand drive. Get behind the steering wheel. Check out this interior. These purples do look a bit blue out here, which is a bit of a shame, but they are still a bit purple, and this interior does look fantastic. Let's get this one started up and see what this little turbocharged i4 sounds like. Spaceship tick over, as all of the i4 engines do sound, but it's when you give it the gas, this one really shows off. And then that turbo whistle right at the end there. This is a beautiful sounding engine. Excellent, excellent. I love it. But let's skip this one over to the dyno and see what power it's got today. Here we are then, on the dyno with Purple Haze, or Golly's Nissan Skyline. 701 factory horsepower this one. How much have we added today with performance parts? There wasn't overly a lot, but it should still be quite good. Let's have a look. A gain of 354 horsepower, 51%. I was expecting maybe a little bit more, but it's still pretty decent. Bringing us up to 1,054 horsepower. Not too shabby at all. Let's head over and check out the gearbox tuning setup for today. There it is, a 3.53 ratio, 63 kilometers an hour in first gear. I've used all 9 gears on this one today, bringing it up to 548. Don't think we'll quite get there, but I'm not quite sure where we'll finish off. So let's head over to the track. Let's find out. Here we are then, on the track with Purple Haze. Looking fantastic. I absolutely love this car. This livery, although nothing overly special, really does pop. I really love it. It is fantastic. But this is about how fast we can go. So let's jump in. Let's find out. Let's go off the line. Doesn't like first gear or second gear. Third gear's not too bad. There we go. We are flying down the track though. 200 kilometers an hour gone already. Where are we going to finish up? We should smash past 300, maybe even up towards 400. Let's find out. There's 300. Come on, little Skyline Purple Haze. You can do it. Let's go. 350. There it is. Can we get to 400? I don't think so. We're coming to the end. 374 for a very brief second. That did tick over to 375. So that is what I'm going to mark this one down as. 375 kilometers an hour from Purple Haze here, putting it 76th in the speederboard, and not too bad. That is definitely in the top half, and it's got a beautiful looking engine in there, looking absolutely stunning. I quite love these wheels. I think they look pretty sweet, and this interior is absolutely incredible. I am very, very, very pleased with this car. It looks fantastic. I honestly couldn't have expected any more. The engine and suspension look beautiful in purple and white with a few splashes of chrome just for good measure. Loving this one. The real question is, though, can we make a profit out of this one? If you stuck around for long enough at the beginning, you would have saw that I paid 58,123 for this one. And I was already in profit of 6,649, which was not bad at all. Very pleased with that. But we have since spent another 49,596 on this one, putting our total spend at 107,719. Quite a lot, but can we make a profit? Let's jump in, let's have a look, and let's find out. Here we are. Is the VM edition still just under 180,000 kilometers? We didn't do that much on the testing with this one today. Didn't feel like I needed to. Got quite a good speed quite early on. So let's have a look. Obviously, we know about the power increase of 51%. Up to 1,054 horsepower. Pretty good from the little i4. And it did look beautiful in that engine bay. Can we make a profit, though? Yes, 144,031 is our sale price. Take away our 107,719 that we spent on this one. Leaves us with a profit of 36,312. But we're not going to sell this one. This is one of our competition entries. We do have a habit of keeping these ones. So I will be keeping this one at least for a little while. We shall see. I don't know where I'm going to put it because I don't know what to move. If I had to move one of these cars, what would you guys suggest? Do let me know in the comment below. What should we replace with Purple Haze out here? This is definitely not going anywhere because this is the shop van. It's just going to live here forevermore. And this has been here for a very, very long time, but it is incredible. I'm so pleased. This was for my 100th episode. French Toast made it for me. Thank you very much again for that, French Toast. It is a beautiful piece of work. We had a rusty one, or a Ratlook one, and a nice one. We've had it in the nice one for ages, but now it's in the Ratlook, so this probably won't go, but we shall see. But what do you think I should take away? What should we move and replace with Purple Haze? But that's enough about Purple Haze. What have we got coming up next? Well, as we're going to get the drag racing DLC soon, I figured I would try and see. This is the beautiful Toyota Prius Time Attack Edition, modded in by Payne, and he reckons it will beat the McLaren F1 with the right tuning. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and knock the McLaren F1 off of the top of our speederboard before we change to the drag racing DLC, because I will no longer be using that speederboard. We're going to have to replace it with something new, because I'm going to be using the drag track from now on, or from then on, to show our speeds and times and what we can get. It'll be the same metric, because everyone will have the set amount of time, a specific amount of track to get it. The best way we could do that before was by just crashing into the end of the wall at the end of the runway. Now we're going to actually have a finish line that we can cross over for a straight. So that's what we're going to be doing from now on. But before we get there, I need to see if this Prius can knock that McLaren F1 off of the speederboard. This is a Prius. I don't see how it's going to, but he reckons it will. It doesn't have the electric Prius engine. This is upgraded. It is a V8 double overhead cam supercharged engine with 880 factory horsepower. Obviously, we're going to put performance parts on it, so it should be absolutely insane. But will it knock the McLaren off? You'll have to tune in next time to find out. Did we get a good deal on this one? No. 27,270 is what I paid for it, and we could sell it for 23,984, losing out on 3,286, but I'm sure we will claw that back by the end of the episode because this is in terrible condition. That is it for today's though. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this beautiful purple haze and what we should swap it with in our lovely parking lot out here. Looking fantastic. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a wonderful day whatever you're getting up to, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.